That's it. The music from my dream.
There are whole movements I wrote imagining us meeting again and again in different lives, in different ages.
I can't explain it, but I knew when I opened that door.
A powerful déjà vu ran through my bones.
Cloud Atlas is by turns a historical drama, an apocalyptic sci-fi fable, a nuclear thriller, and a bedroom farce. It cross-cuts and cross-dresses. It stars Tom Hanks in a myriad of roles as a cackling doctor, a nerdish scientist, a blinged-up gangster, and a tattooed tribesman. It is altogether rather curious.
Our lives are not our own. We are bound to others, past and present.
Joining me now on the karmic merry-go-round is the Guardian's Catherine Short and Henry Barnes. Henry, it strikes me that if you like Tom Hanks, you're going to love this film.
Yeah, there's plenty of him in many different guises. Cloud Atlas felt to me like there's a restaurant down the road which is a world buffet, so you can have a pizza and then the deep fried prawns on top of that and then curry sauce on top of that from all over the world, any type of cuisine you like, and it's all thrown together. And Cloud Atlas is exactly like that, and it's a huge portion of everything you could want, and when thrown all together it tastes absolutely disgusting.
Did it taste disgusting? You really didn't like it? I like kind of bits of it.
I really admired the ambition. I think with the Wachowskis, the one thing you can't do is fault them for their ambition. This is a nearly 3 hour long film. It's $100 million budget, and they got that from friends and private investors. So it's essentially one of the biggest independent films ever made. So, you know, there is a highfalutin goal that they have for this film. I'm just really not sure what the goal is. I'm still not entirely sure what the film is about for a start. I mean, can you enlighten me a bit?
No, I mean, I think that if that's it's probably its great failing. That almost, I wish it was more messy, because if it was more messy, there would be loose ends and things to kind of engage with and some ambiguity in there. And actually, it struck me as being very kind of neat and tidy, in that it's basically saying we're all one. People who are bad will always be bad, no matter what era they crop up in, and they'll be played by the same actor to remind us that they were bad in a previous life. And it's kind of vapid. I almost thought it was better when it was just a pure kind of farcical romp, when it was actually just going for the sort of stupid knockabout comedy. There's a lot of people getting hit by pans and falling out of windows and things like that. And yet, then there's this awful kind of po-faced noodling that goes on as well.
The book I enjoyed because it had this Russian doll structure where you
it's a very literary structure, isn't it?
Yeah, and you visited each of the stories in turn and then you went back to them. What the Wachowskis have done, which works actually surprisingly well, is that they've chopped every storyline up into almost a mosaic of storylines. So you zip between these different timelines and different characters, which is confusing in itself, but did work for me. What was a little more troubling was the kind of racial swapping that was going on with a lot of the actors. So you have Halle Berry in whiteface at one point, and then James Darcy dressed up as a kind of neo-soul Korean. And it's utterly bizarre, and I think they're trying to say that you follow this character's line through past, present and future, but at the same time you're thinking this is just weird looking, incredibly alien and strange in ways it shouldn't be.
And Hugo Weaving in drag as Nurse Noakes.
I think that's the knockabout stuff again.
That
worked
worked
for me. I found that quite funny.
It kind of did.
It was kind of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in a kind of Amdram version.
Catherine, you've steered well clear of this, haven't you?
Yeah, now you're kind of convincing me. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, and I suppose in the back of my mind I'm always thinking with this one, is life too short? And you know, would it be improved by a drinking game? What do you think?
Well, I think the film's message is that life isn't too short, and even if it is, you come popping back again, just with a different wig on and some false teeth.
Fear, belief, love, phenomena that determine the course of our lives. These forces begin long before we are born and continue after we perish.